Hi, lovelies. It's G here from Golden Thread Tarot, and I'm here to bring you another channeled message. I hope this message is finding you blessed and full of abundance. As always, my sweets, thank you so much for being here with me today. If you're liking the content that I'm making, please drop a like. Let me know if you're interested in doing a personal reading with me. My contact information is listed down below as well. I really appreciate all you guys for being here. So let's go ahead and get into it. Sorry, let me take a drink of my smoothie first. Oh, so good. All right. Let's go ahead and get into it. So I know that we've been having this message of like a brand new chapter beginning, like you finally close out an old cycle out of your life, okay? Exactly. But this is not the end. So there's this kind of, so you might be feeling some residual messages, shadow kind of messages, that are kind of being purged out of your system from like your old programming, okay? What's that trying to show itself? But the dawn of a new day is here, okay? So, yeah. So let's keep going. All right. So what's this new chapter of our life going to be like, Spirit? I'm saying our life because I'm claiming the fact that I too. I don't know about you, but I definitely have feeling the shift coming in. Okay. So this new chapter, a lot more connection, especially if you are a person who channels, okay? Also feel like here that for a lot of you, you're going to be channeling in because you are doing this shadow work and doing this shadow integration. There is this energy here of integrating in your shadow, okay? And integrating in like positive messages from like from the information that that you've integrated. Yeah. And there is this energy of re-questioning the programming, okay? And it's about this it's very much so this energy of like, don't trip over what's behind you, right? Like, don't let your past and the things that you've gone through in the past and stop letting the shadow energy control your life, right? Stop letting your ego control your life. So there is this big shift and who's got their hands on the wheels. I'm seeing the Chariot card. So for a while, I feel like perhaps maybe, it was, oh, my higher self is, in control. Oh, no, my shadow self is in control, because they have the white and the black horse, right? And the thing about it is I feel like you are balancing those things and focusing your will forward into really making this chariot go forward into the future. And it's like, writing a new future for yourself. Also, Spirit is like with these like home movies here, like stacked up, these old VHS tapes stacked up here. It's making me think about, it's like recording, you know how like we all used to, a lot, or at least in my generation, we all grew up with like video cameras, like home movies, like recording things that happened when we were little kids. And so I feel like that same kind of like, there's this kind of energy of like, keep a record, like keep up. You could be being asked to journal, to video blog, to there's like this sense of like, keep up, keep a record of your journey, keep a record of the things that you're going to be feeling, the downloads, the creative ideas that you have right now, because you're going to want to be able in the future to look back and like see your process, right? So definitely keep up with that. Okay. Also, I just heard shopping for a new mask. So you could have, I'm not even, there is this kind of energy of a lingering energy from the past, which I don't want to give it too much, like, but there is this kind of energy of, you definitely do have people that you have left behind, or energies that you have left behind that are like, that really want to reemerge into this new phase of your life with you. Like they want to try to come back around and come back in. Yeah. Especially somebody who particularly that is such a message. So especially if you are specifically a woman, okay, there is someone here who is like, I want back up inside you. Like, just look at that image. Right? Like, I want back up inside you. There's something, yeah. You have somebody from your past that's really pulling on your sacral energy or on your sexual energy. Like, they really miss that. They could be like thinking about you doing weird things. Not weird, not weird things, but I'm trying to say it in like a YouTube friendly way. But you guys get what I'm saying, right? They're having alone time thinking about you. I definitely also think Spirit is saying like you have the pick, you have the choice to pick up uh with this um what is this called? Little arm thing. What are they even called? I'm just kind of realizing like I don't officially like do I not like officially know? I'm sure whatever. But like, the little arm, the little games that you play. The claw. I'm getting like a Toy Story reference too with that, which is those are kind of nostalgic too. Those have kind of fallen out of favor. People don't really pay to do that anymore. Um, because it kind of feels like a setup. So I feel like that's the kind of like you're just like, I'm not really giving into that old energy anymore because the old energy kind of feels like a setup, or it feels kind of like the old programming was like I was set up to fail, like, or this old programming was like setting you up to fail. And that's the kind of cycle that you're closing out, and then this new cycle, and I think this new cycle is a lot of knowing yourself and realizing that all these things that used to affect you. I also feel like you are going to feel very glittery, very sparkly, and it's a party. Like, I feel like that's what this new chapter of your life is going to feel like. It's going to feel very glittery, very sparkly, very kind of like, yeah, it's a vibe. That is, this whole new chapter of your life is going to be a freaking vibe. I'll tell you that. Yeah, every mistake is progress. So I feel like there is this new energy here blooming inside you that that it's okay. Like things that you have considered mistakes, or it's like it's kind of like this softer approach, this a lot more like self-love approach of being like, instead of restricting yourself so much. I definitely feel like Saturn transition, which it just did on March the 7th, transitioning. um oh, what is it? I think is it transitioning into Virgo? I don't know. I need to do more research with that stuff. But I know that we are going through that. Saturn is transitioning into a new sign right now. And that kind of change in energy could really be changing, because the Saturn energy is about like restrictions, about karma, about working through and really highlighting. So it could have really been transitioning through a sign, like through one of your really prominent placements in your chart, that really had you really doing a lot of shadow work, really digging in, really looking into yourself. And now I feel like this next is going to be a little bit lighter. It's not going to be such a karmic cycle of like looking at yourself, examining yourself, doing your shadow work, as much as it is going to be about like, now, okay, now switch back over to the more light side. You did like the shadow side, now switch a little bit more into the light side, and you do that inner child healing, do that, do a lot more like forgiving. There's this like really big energy of forgiving yourself, forgiving people from your past. Yeah, look, chill pills, right? It's going to be a lot more about you just being chill, right? You being a lot more chill, your life feeling a lot more like organized and chill and peaceful and just like protected and guided. And yeah, it might feel kind of really psychedelic. I was kind of getting that from that too. Like very colorful, very psychedelic, very kind of like almost like a trip. You might be taking a trip, but I definitely feel like you're gonna look back, like I said, it's like a whole vibe that you're issuing here, and where it's like this much more like I'm going to have fun. I'm going to play. Like, I deserve this. I deserve, so you might be, like I said, you might be taking a lot more trips. You might be doing a lot more self-care. You might be doing a lot more like indulgent self-care. And, so if you were doing like at home things, you might be like going to a spa or, taking that trip, going on a vacation, giving yourself, stopping and doing the everyday things that just like beautify your space, beautify you. I definitely feel like there is this really strong energy of like, kind of like Libra, Taurian, kind of like Venus energy, where there's a lot more love. There's a lot more love coming in. And a lot more acceptance of yourself and of your past, and not being so restrictive and not being so critical of yourself and other people as well. And thus, not being so, yeah, okay, the sun energy, hello. There are going to be a lot of beautiful revelations coming into you that is just going to bring so much playfulness and happiness to you. I definitely feel like, too, you're going to have some soulmate reunions coming in, that you're going to be really connecting with somebody that's really going to do, that you are really going to do a lot of inner child healing with. And it's going to feel very fun and playful and silly, and just a lot of smiles, a lot of laughter, a lot of just like that sun energy. I mean, we are moving into the more like spring and then into summer, at least in the hemisphere that I'm in, right? So, it could be that kind of really light, airy, growth and sunshine and that kind of energy. Also, too, if you're the type of person that suffers from some kind of like seasonal depression, that can definitely be lifting, and could definitely be getting better, right? As the sun is coming out and the warm is coming back. Yeah, didn't I say that? Nine of Cups, there is this indulgent energy here. Okay, but so Spirit said you do need to have a boundary, though. Make sure that you're not overindulging in things, right? That you're not getting too gluttonous, or that you're not getting too much into that, right? And so overspending, overindulging, overeating, or overplaying. Make sure that you have a good work-play balance. But I definitely feel like, ooh, King of Wands, I definitely also feel like you're going to have some new passions coming into your life that are going to be, ooh, yeah. So I feel a very big tower moment coming in here for you, okay? And it's a very good, positive tower. It's like things come, because tower moments are not always terrible things. I think that when we're walking through our dark night of the soul, or when we're walking through more Saturn, Saturnistic, I don't know if that's a word, but you know what I mean? It's like this more, when we go through times, there are times when we are guided to be more restrictive, more, cutting out a lot of old programming, and then there are times that we are asked to jump into our more like our more like Venus like loving, or our more like Jupiter, energy, where it's more about expanding and learning and growing, and I definitely feel like that's the shift that you're doing over here, that you're moving behind out of a period of kind of like cutting away, like really really looking at yourself and cutting away things that don't serve you, kind of like pruning, trimming, out things that don't serve you, and then integrating in the rest that does serve you, right? Integrating the parts of your shadow that doing that inner child work, so you can integrate yourself with that, letting go of old, grudges or old issues, problems, like really doing a lot of forgiveness, a lot of gratitude. And I definitely feel like this is coming back around, and we can get so used to being in an energy of when tower moments show up, that they mean something bad happening, like some kind of, am I going to lose my job? Oh, what's this next thing this next hurdle I'm going to have to deal with? And I definitely feel like like Spirit is kind of saying like you're due like a very, although those things serve a purpose to, in the end, enlighten you, and in the end, take away things that no longer serve you, because those towers are being built on faulty foundations, right? I definitely feel like there's this energy here of you coming in and you having a much more like pleasant, happy experience. Yeah, you having a much more pleasant, happy experience. And what am I trying to say? Yeah, but Spirit's being sneaky, because they're like, mum's the word, like so a lot of you probably know that this is happening, but they're not being too like forthcoming about exactly the details of what this tower is going to be. Okay, can you tell me what kind of energy then can you tell me what kind of energy this tower is going to bring in for the collective, you know? Okay, so what energy is, I think we've talked a lot about the energy that's on the way out, but this tower moment is going to exit what energy out of their life? Okay, wait. Okay. Spirit's like, you're asking a lot of questions. So that's the answer to the first question. And what's the answer? Oh, beautiful. And I just want to point out here that I also see the six of swords as well as the Lovers card here. Okay. So the energy that is being cut out of your life is the Eight of Swords and the Hangman. So this tower is happening here to break you out of a mental cycle, a mental struggle that Spirit said we had to put you in a position so that you could see that this was an issue or see that this was something that needed to be healed. Spirit says we've been helping you all along the way. That's who these helpers are. So they've sent you a lot of people, a lot of helpers, a lot of spirit guides, spirit animals, people, signs, synchronicities to help you along the way, right? Spirit is saying, you know, you were being assisted along the way the whole time to help you. We were here helping you to cut away this mental programming that you were given to think that you're not, you know, whatever it was that you've been working through with this dark night, whether or not it's, you know, it's, I feel like it was something that was stopping you from like really, really, really soaking in the self-love energy, right? So whatever that was, if it was childhood mental programming, if it was past really toxic relationships, whatever made you feel like you weren't worthy or you weren't good enough, that whatever is holding you back from allowing this new cycle, Spirit is saying we are cutting away the last remnants of that. But to also, you know, they're saying like, yeah, you know, we were here the whole time helping you come to this realization, right? Helping you get to this energy right here, right? Then the tower happened, boom, boom, it fell, right? Your crown chakra got busted open and you got some information here. You Hangman, you put yourself up there until you came to the realization, okay, this cycle needs to end, all right? And then what's the new energy what new energy is this new foundation going to be rebuilt on? This new foundation of self? Queen of Cups. Love, vulnerability, feeling like, okay, you know, it's like feeling safe enough to open up, to love, to look at yourself, to love yourself, to be proud of what you see when you look at yourself, when you look at your accomplishments, to not feel this energy of like, oh, I can't, you know, it is being replaced with this, of course I can. Of course I can. I'm a badass. Of course I can. I have everything that I need. Of course I can. I can do this. I love that. Yeah, so Spirit said you're also leaving behind this sense of restlessness, right? This Four Swords. This Four Swords kept just staying at the back of the deck. So I know, so this whole last cycle was this sense of restlessness, was this sense of, I can't look inside, I can't stop, I can't slow down, I can't, you know, I don't want to see the truth. And then it's like being put with this Hangman being put in a position to see the truth regardless, which is why all the towers had to happen. And this new tower, you know, I feel like this, you know, this tower came up so that you can let all this go, right? All this old programming go. Yeah, and this old programming here is being represented here by this Queen of Wands in reverse. So it's this very like judgmental, I'm not learning my lessons, I'm not learning my way, this very like karmic energy. Just to be honest, right? You needed to purge this karmic energy, this Queen of Wands in reverse energy out of your shadow energy. Yeah. Five of Wands, this very like defensive, and like for some of you kind of almost like see how I'm hearing lackadaisical, okay? This kind of like in this Five of Wands, everybody's kind of just standing around like, are we gonna fight? Are we gonna do this? And I feel like Spirit is like they're bringing a passion, they're reigniting a passion inside of you to fight in like a good positive way, like fight for your future, fight for your passions, overcome, you know, overcome this kind of karmic shield that was over your eyes. Wake up, you know, wake up, see the truth, stand up, defend yourself, fight for your future, I want to say, fight for your right to party. Okay. So yeah. So there was karmic energy inside of you that you needed to be aware of. Yes. And so this is a beautiful gift. This tower is a beautiful gift here that you are being given. And because of that, okay, and because of the fact that you went inside and looked at yourself and did that, okay, and you are manifesting now from a place of learning your lessons. You are manifesting from a place now of learning your lessons. I feel like for a lot of you, you've been purging out too your own inner emperor energy, your own inner masculine energy. You might have had a lot of this Queen of Wands vibes towards masculine energies, okay? So Spirit is saying here, you found some deep truths out about a lot of people and about a lot of things and about yourself and how you viewed a lot of people, okay? For a lot of you, you might have had a lot of self-sabotaging tendencies where it's like, oh, you do the very thing that stops you from getting the thing that you want the most, okay? Spirit's also saying that for some of you, there is a lesson here that was taught to you from a love rejection that you went through. You went through a rejection where somebody really wanted you or they really wanted to be with you, but they never found the courage inside of themselves to believe in themselves, to step up, to do what they needed to do to claim you or to come forward towards you. They stayed in a very like submissive energy, and that caused a very big realization inside of you. It caused a really big triggering energy of you going inside, you looking at this Queen of Wands energy of being aware of the type of soulmate energy that you chase after or that you want to be with, right? And to the fact that it took seeing the situation from somebody else's perspective. It took this person, you being like, well, you know, I'm totally worth fighting for. Why wouldn't you step up? Why wouldn't you be in my life? Why wouldn't you do that? Having the happiness that you want is totally worth it. And then you had this bing light bulb moment, like, yeah, like, yes, self. Yes, self. It's so much easy. It's really easy. It was easy, Spirit said, for you to say, to tell somebody else that. But this whole past cycle that you're closing out was about about you telling yourself that. It's so easy to go, yeah, why didn't you see my worth? Yeah. Turn around, look in the mirror. Why don't you see your worth? You know? Why don't you chase after your dreams? What ways do you self-sabotage yourself? Because it's way easier to see like, oh, wow, this person is self-sabotaging themselves out of an empress, right? That's kind of been our kind of soulmate journey that a lot of us in our collective have been going through, or at least a lot of people in my collective have been going through, is this kind of realization like, I'm worth it. Right? I'm worth it. I'm worth somebody who is willing to work, who is willing to step up, who is willing to show up, who is willing to face down their fears and chase after their dreams. And I deserve to be that type of person too. I deserve that. I deserve to be that type of person for myself. I deserve to show up for myself. I deserve to give myself, happiness and push myself forward into the future. Like, I deserve that. I deserve these things that I want this person to give me. I deserve to give those things to myself, right? And in choosing, and that's a beautiful lesson there that you learned, and it was unfortunate that you had to learn it through so much like triggering and pain and rejection energy, but you learned it, right? So definitely you learned how to recognize that own energy within you, right? Because we all have to get to a place of understanding that we attracted that type of person because we had that energy within us, that we were doing ourselves like that. We were doing ourselves dirty, right? And it's way easier to point the finger and go, you're doing me dirty because you're not seeing my worth and you're not living up to your potential. And how hard is it just to open up and be vulnerable and come here and have this beautiful, loving life with me? Like, I'm totally worth that. Yeah, I'm totally worth that. Yeah, I am. You know what? Stay over there. I'm good. you know? But there is also energy then of going inside and asking yourself, hey, like, if you're willing to give those standards to somebody else, set those standards for yourself. And when you set those standards inside of yourself, it sets a standard for everybody else to meet up to, right? I don't entertain energy that doesn't chase after me. You know, or I don't entertain, not chase after me in a negative connotation, right? But is not willing to step up. It's not willing to open up. It's not willing to be vulnerable. That's not willing to, you know, shoot their shot, do something about it, right? This person, you know, the person from the past would rather sit in their pride or not question themselves, or, you know, everybody's on a different timeline, you know, and I feel like it's going to be a very big tower moment for this person too. It's going to be a deep lesson for this other person, this past person. So spirit is saying, like, don't be so angry or don't be so mad. And I feel like that's a lot of, you know, to kind of drop the anger or the pain from the rejection and to pick up the lesson that you got out of this whole situation, which was, hey, you know what? I learned to value myself, and I learned to love myself, and I learned to say, hey, you know what? No, I'm not about to keep myself open and vulnerable for somebody who's running away, or for somebody who's triggered by my strength, or for somebody who wants me to dim my light. Like, I'm not going to do all that. You know, I'm not going to entertain that. Yeah, exactly. You're just like, nah, you know, I'm going to face my fears. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to face my fears. I'm going to battle this. Like, I'm not going to stay asleep. Yeah. Page of Wands. I'm gonna take this brand new wand, this brand new knowledge, this brand new passion that I have inside myself about myself, and I'm gonna go on a whole damn journey with it. And if I have to go by myself, cool. But Spirit saying, surprise, you won't have to go on this journey by yourself, because you will align with people who are ready to go on that journey with you, right? Who are also going on their own journeys, that are willing to do that. Yeah. And you definitely will have this energy of, there's just somebody who's so bad that just wants to pull on your energy and wants you to stay. Let's see how this person is drowning in the background right there. You see how they're like being overwhelmed, lost in the ocean of emotion. Like, this is how they want you to stay, right? They want you to stay focused on this loss, you know, focus on the fact that they didn't choose you, that they didn't come towards you, instead of turning around and saying, you know what, no, like, I have two cups here, and this is beautiful and this is great, and I'm going to move on. You know, I'm going to turn away from this. This doesn't have to be a cloudy day forever. You know, this doesn't have to be, and that's the fear that you're overcoming, right? It doesn't have to be a cloudy day forever. I don't have to focus on what I lost. I can turn around and be like, but damn, you know, oh, I had 5 cups, but I still got 2. I still got 2. And a 2 of cups, that's a partnership. That's the real deal right there. Right? So there is kind of this energy of you leaving behind this, yeah, this kind of devil energy here, which is your own, like, low vibrational shadow energy. And deciding, 7 of Wands, to stand up and fight for yourself, to defend yourself against that energy. So for a lot of you, this could look like you actively fighting against intrusive thoughts, depression, things like that. Like, you know, you are fighting your way out of that. Beautiful. Tell me about this. What will you tell me about this new cycle? Yeah, they just keep on saying it's going to be really chill. It's going to be really chill. You know, and for some of you, that could look like going to therapy, you know, and helping getting some chemical imbalances straightened out. And, you know, or if it's even just talk therapy or whatever it is, you know, it's like, I need to face this issue. I need to face these issues, and I need to find solutions for them. Yeah. It's just going to be so much, it's just going to be so beautiful. Yeah, a lot of opportunities are going to come forward in this new cycle. Yeah. So Spirit's saying, just forge forward and focus on your present moments and focus on meeting your goals of the future. Yeah. Yeah. So you're just know that Spirit is going to be walking beside you. Walk forward in faith, and you got this. Spirit doesn't want to, like, Spirit, this whole reading was supposed to be about what's this new cycle going to be about, but we talked more about just what you're leaving. I guess Spirit is just like, yo, like, you're just purging through, you're getting through the last little bit of this. Don't turn around, don't turn back, don't walk backwards, don't give in to these feelings of fear or anxiety, because of course this new, it's, I don't want to say it's hard, but it's like, it's it's a thing, to reorient your mind, to reestablish new thought processes, to push yourself beyond where you used to be, and actively every day have to change. Like, nope, I'm not going to go there. Nope. Nope, I'm not going to get drugged down by intrusive thoughts. Like, nope, I'm good. Nope, I'm okay. You've been given these tools to kind of help yourself get past this and overcome this. And Spirit is saying, like, this next journey is just going to be about taking it one day at a time, and remembering the lessons that you won. Don't get pulled back in by energies that remind you from the past. Don't get pulled back into sadness. Don't get pulled back into judgmental energies of yourself. To step up and face these fears, step up and slay these, like, illusions here of the fact that, because it's kind of this illusion energy here with all these Cleos, all these dark clouds, like, above, like, this person's, like, head and heart chakra energy, and it's like this feeling of coldness, and it's like, oh, concentrate on everything you don't have, right? And it's about overcoming this. So this next cycle is going to be about the fact that you are walking away from this energy right here, that you are walking away from the fear, from the anxiety, from the regrets of the past, from letting those things kind of stop you and hold you back from really embracing the new positive outlook that you have. So yeah, so I really feel like this new chapter is really going to be about having a new positive outlook, a new, much more loving, open outlook that's about just continuing to really, really, really love yourself, right? Continuing to show up for yourself. This next chapter is about continuing the love the shit out of yourself challenge that we've been doing for the past, like, 2 years. Okay, right? We've been talking about it on the channel. We've been doing this love the shit out of yourself. Show up for yourself. Be there for yourself. Stand up for yourself. Speak up for yourself. Be there for yourself. So I definitely feel like a lot of us have been going through, the beginning of that, is going to look kind of dark. The beginning of that is going to look at all the things you've been ignoring. It's going to look at you walking through a dark night of the soul. It's going to look like you doing that shadow work. It's going to look like you loving and embracing and understanding why you came to feel the way that you did about all the parts of yourself that were no good, or that you needed to block out, or that were your biggest faults. But this new pattern, this new energy that you're coming into a vibration with, is more about understanding that it's really not like that, right? That those things that you consider a fault about yourself are just different things. You're just different, and that's okay. I really feel like you might have grown up around somebody who really made you feel insecure about your differences. It's like, well, I like this. Well, I like that. Well, why would you like that? Idiots like things like that, and it's like, no, I just like different things. I just want to do different things. I just want to be a different person than you. That's okay. And there's this kind of energy of, it's okay that you're different. It's okay that you're unique. It's okay. Like, those things about yourself I really feel like you're going to see this shift as your mindset shifts. You're going to see a shift in the way people treat you as well, because you're going to be aligning more with people as this, like, right, because our exterior reflects our interior. So as your interior changes and you have a lot more love for yourself about the different unique things in your quirks, and, like, seeing that, like, right, mistakes, things that I've done in the past, it's not like, oh, I'm worthy of love even if I did that. Of course I'm still worthy of love, right? It's not this even if, but I did go through this phase, but I did go through that whole phase when I was in college, but I'm still, of course you are, and it's about kind of letting go of the fact of the programming that you felt like you needed to even say that in the first place. Like, it's not like, yeah, that happened, but I'm still a good person. Yeah, that happened, but I'm still worthy of love. It's just taking that whole thing out of even having the necessity to say that. It's just, I'm worthy of love, not I'm worthy of love even though I made mistakes in the past, even though I did that, even though I've been through those, those toxic relationships, even though there's a lot of self-forgiveness here. And there's a lot of realizing, like, you don't have to walk around going, I know that I had a messed up childhood, but I'm still worthy of love. Or I know that I've been in some toxic relationships, but I'm still worthy of. It's just like the removing of that altogether and just being like, I'm worthy of love. I'm a person. I've lived. I've had experiences. Some of them good, some of them bad, but I don't have to be defined by them. Okay? It's definitely time to wake up. So thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. Sorry about that. Like I was saying, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you in the next one. Okay, my lovelies. And so if you like the content, give it a like. Okay. If you like this content here, like, stick around, subscribe, join the tribe if you haven't already. Okay. If you feel like it, if you want to see more of this content that I'm making here, if you want to see more of I brought this shirt yesterday, you guys. I am in love. It's a bit big, but it's so comfy. I love it. So so I am open to compliments on my wardrobe. Thank you. Anyway, if this resonated for you, let me know in the comment section down below. Okay. Let me know how this new cycle is treating you. Let me know how you're dealing with it. Okay. If you are interested in getting a personal reading from me, my contact information is listed down below. Okay. And I will see you lovelies in the next one. Okay. Bye.